Hello world of YouTube and welcome to a list video that I've wanted to make for honestly quite some time. As some of you know, maybe, I love Star Wars. I'm a very big Star Wars fan. It's one of my favorite film things ever made. It's probably my favorite franchised property ever, and I wanted to make a list about Star Wars, and why not also make a gaming list. Now, I would do a top 11 of this, but I wanted to hone it in a little bit. Wanted to make a nice, smaller, chunked video for this particular segment. But since Star Wars Day, it's May the 4th, you know, all that sort of stuff, I figured I'd break down my top 6 favorite Star Wars games. Now, like my Mario games list, there's a caveat. There's 3 very popular Star Wars games that I've never played. I'd like to play them someday, but now they're also very rare games. And that is the 2 original Battlefront games. I played the multiplayer of Battlefront 2, but I haven't actually played the single player, and I haven't played Republic Commando. I know those games are very popular among Star Wars fans, but I haven't touched them, so here's my 6 favorites outside of those.
Shit, it's cute and fun. You get to play through all 6 games as adorable little Legos that have their own little expressions and personality. And you get to kill Jar Jar Binks. What isn't there to love about this? It's a nice, charming little platformer. You know, everything Shake said about Lego Rock Band holds true for a lot of the Lego games. And this was my introduction to them, a lot of people's introduction to them. And it's so much fun. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies to explore. There's a lot of fun little Easter eggs. This is just a great game, specifically this one where you get to play through all 6 of the original movies. As you'll see as this list goes on, I really like the side shit in Star Wars. I like whenever side characters come in and become a prominent part of the story, or when main characters get to do shit you don't see them do in the movies, but might be discussed. And I like this game and the Rogue Squadron games do a good job at filling in those blanks that happen between movies, between set pieces and stuff like that. It's a nice other part of the big scene. It fills in the picture even more. And the second one is just the game I played the most. You know, I wouldn't say that it's that much better as far as the missions you do, but it's more fun. There's a lot of shit to unlock, a lot more than the first game. It's just a really great title and a lot of fun. I miss games like this, and the Rogue Squadron games in general are great examples of this type of game. And again, they do a great job at fleshing out that lore. That sweet-ass lore that I love.
One more life. Oh, yes! Shoot the fuck out of it!
Everything I said in my N64 games list still holds true. I like that this game feels like a Star Wars movie. There's a bunch of different set pieces that are fun to explore. I like Dash Rendar as a character and his design. And it's a fun story. There's a lot of really nice twists and turns it takes, and you get to interact with the right amount of people from the original trilogy. It's a fun game that, while it has its own little follies, I don't think it holds it back as a game itself. I think that the core game is a lot of fun, and again, I like the different types of gameplay mechanics that are in place here.
Aren't you excited? We're going to be Jedi!
I like this for some of the same reasons as Shadows of the Empire, but I like that instead of having all of these different gameplay elements, that it is a little more focused like a first-person shooter. Again, I think it works in Shadows of the Empire, but I'm glad that this is just a different type of expanded universe story. But I also like that it takes place after the original trilogy, so you get to see a little more of the world that comes to be. And I love the multiplayer of this game. It's so much fun. Everyone can have a fucking lightsaber, which is hilarious and leads to some really interesting circumstances. In my opinion, outside of Duel of the Fates and Darth Maul, pod racing is the other really interesting thing to stem from Episode 1, and this game is the epitome of that. I love the different tracks and worlds you get to go through throughout the Star Wars universe. I like the variety of characters that you get to choose from that have different stats that you can then alter as you play the story mode. I like the customizable features in this game. There's a lot of nuance to this game that I feel like sets it apart from other racers, both on the N64 and of its genre. It's a lot of fun. It's a really tight game at its core, and it's also got a lot of charm that adds to that little Star Wars universe that you're exploring in. This is honestly one of my favorite games of all time, and one of my favorite RPG experiences I've ever had was playing through KOTOR the first time. I love the world you get to explore. I love the expanded universe shit because this takes place thousands of years before Episode 1. I really love the story in this game, and I love how the story is told. I love the characters you meet. I love a lot of the side shit. I love the minigames. There's a lot to this game at its core that is a lot of fun, and this really set BioWare up to be a great developer. They put a lot of heart into this game, and a lot of charm, and a lot of Star Wars. This is the most Star Wars game that you can play outside of anything really tied to the original trilogy. And I fucking love it. I love this game so fucking much. And it is hands down one of the best Star Wars game, period. One of the best Star Wars games ever made.
And that was my list. Like I said, I heavily debated on whether I wanted to make 11 or not. I could probably easily make 11. I just wanted to make a smaller list video as a companion piece to the one that I'll make later on in the month. The one I'm making later on has nothing to do with Star Wars. I just wanted to make a little small list in tandem with a big list. And, yeah. What are your favorite Star Wars games? Do you have a game associated with Star Wars that you're very into and very passionate about? Let me know. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get out of here. I have been ViralRak. You guys have good ASIs and situations, and I'll see you another day.